Hi everyone, today I wanted to share with you a little bit about how neurological training can help us when we encounter things that we think we are just getting like a fear response of, and people would tell, oh, you're just panicking, oh, you're just afraid. But really there's usually some sort of sensory mismatch in our brain that is making our brain perceive threat when there may not be as much threat as what's really happening. I'm Coach Katie from Recourse Coaching, and I help people optimize their brain, optimize their body, and optimize their life. So I'm going to be using an example today from going rock climbing with my family, and I'll have some videos from that later. We go rock climbing together a lot, and while I'm not like an actual rock climber, I could at least go on a really easy route and get to the top of a rock wall. And then a couple years ago, I started to not be able to do that. I would get, I don't know, maybe halfway up the wall, and then all of a sudden my brain was like, nope, this isn't safe. I'm not letting you go anywhere. And most people would say that's just fear or a panic reaction, especially with someone like me. I do have panic disorder, so that's where everybody's like, oh, you're just panicking. Get over it. Just make yourself go up the wall. And what people don't understand is that a lot of these things will be reinforced and actually create a panic disorder if you push yourself past the threshold of being able to deal with your brain perceiving threat. Now, the fact that I could get up the wall before and be fine, and then all of a sudden I stopped being able to do that, means that for some reason there was a sensory mismatch somewhere in one of the three neurological systems that we use to help us function in our daily life. And those are vision and vestibular. So vestibular is your inner ear, and the other one is proprioception. And proprioception is your brain's ability to know kind of where your body is. So right now my brain knows, based on perception of how I'm sitting, that I'm sitting on something that's relatively stable. If I didn't have good proprioception, my brain might perceive that even though this thing is stable, what it might be perceiving is that it's rocking back and forth. So you need to make sure that all three of those systems are working well. And clearly, since I started having problems going up the wall, there was some sort of sensory mismatch. And then about a month later, I got a bout of vertigo, and that's when you feel like the room is spinning and you're falling through air even though you're sitting down, and you just fall over. And because your body has no idea where you are in space, and it could be an issue with your inner ear, the crystals in your inner ear may have moved. It could be an issue with vision and the sensory input not being interpreted correctly by your brain. It could be a mix of those two issues. For me, probably a mix of the two. I did go to a physical therapist who was a vertigo specialist, and what they gave me were neurological drills. And at the same time, I had been hearing about a program called Z Health, which is about neurological drills and helping with sports performance and everyday life. After I got my bout of vertigo and I started doing neurological drills, I then went and took classes and became a Z Health practitioner. Definitely I have fallen away from some of my training, because when we just went rock climbing this past weekend, I got a few feet off the ground and felt like I was totally unsafe, that I was gonna fall anytime the rope moved. Like I had to have my hands on the wall, which meant that when I was up there, in order to get down, like I had to let go a little bit so I could be lowered to the ground, and I could not let go of the wall. My brain would not let me. So what I did is I used some of the neurological drills to try and help resolve some of the mismatch. And what's really cool about these is that you get a response pretty quickly if the drill is, correct for you and isn't pushing you over your threshold. The pencil push-ups and working on convergence and divergence of your eyes allows you to do is first just create a better match of the sensory input that's coming into your brain through your vision. And then the other thing it does is it helps you focus on a target and understand when it's coming towards you or coming away from you. So after just a couple pencil push-ups, I was able to get much farther up the wall, and without getting very, very dizzy or having that immediate fear response that my brain perceived that I was just going to fall off this wall. I just wanted to come on here today to share with you a little bit about how I worked through something that people usually claim is just fear, and if you just did the thing, you'd get over it. Most of those things are a sensory mismatch. And then if you also have trauma overlaid on that, like if I ever actually had fallen from a wall, then there's a whole bunch of stuff that we need to work on. And the trauma part I would have worked on with a therapist. So the neurological drills are a great way to be able to help you function better in your everyday life. Of course, not all the drills are suitable for everybody, so I recommend actually finding a practitioner, doing the research, and also always consulting with your doctor. If you want to know more about how I help people with this, you can find me at recoursecoaching.com, and you can sign up for my newsletter. You can also follow me on Instagram at recoursecoaching, and I can't wait to get to know you a little bit more. Thank you for spending time with me today. Bye.